This question has been kicking around in my head for a while because it's the holy grail of personal finance questions. How do you achieve financial independence in 1 year? Can anybody do it? Well, I'm gonna get analytical, then a little bit deep. But first, I'll tell you a quick story. I told a friend shortly after announcing I was working on a book at the end of 2018 that my goal was to quit work within 2 years. That was the truth then, but I had never said that out loud, and I had no real idea how I was going to get there. Living off of indie book royalties, that surely wasn't the ticket. Either way though, I had never said anything that ambitious out loud in my life. 2 3/4 years later, I'm still working full-time and side hustling part-time. I know enough now to know that that was a pretty crazy idea looking back. That being said, I've also learned enough to be dangerous. If there's someone out there looking for the secret to retiring in not 2 years, but just 1, I can explain the path. Lead a horse to water, so to speak. I can't do the work for you, but I can show you how to get on the path and set yourself up for long-term financial success in as little as 1 year. Massive caveat, there is no secret bullet. Anyone trying to sell you that is a fraud or a scammer, I promise. It will take hard work, but if you're committed enough, if you're ambitious enough, and you're ready to try to figure out a new path, I'll share my thoughts and ideas here today. Disclaimer, of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a professional. Don't take life or financial advice from strangers on the internet. With that said, my name is Frankie. Welcome back to The Money Resolution. I put out videos on all things financial independence and even early retirement twice a week. Like if you like, subscribe if you love, and let's get into it. Now, here's the secret in a nutshell. In order to achieve financial independence in 1 year, you need to find a way to earn enough income, ideally passively, so that you can cover your annual expenses today and in the future. But don't click away, I have a lot to say and share about the nuts and bolts, the why and the how, the ins and the outs of financial independence. But here's the funny thing that finally inspired me to pull these thoughts together. The full explanation has been hiding in plain sight all along on the Financial Independence Wikipedia page. I kid you not. I'm gonna read you a few parts and comment because I think these 3 short paragraphs have life-changing information for someone hearing and processing these ideas for the first time. If a person can generate enough income to meet their needs from sources other than their primary occupation, they have achieved financial independence regardless of age, existing wealth, or current salary. You can choose to continue to work, of course, but the idea is you don't need to rely on occupational income once you become financially independent, where your income exceeds your expenses. The end though should really catch your attention. It said, regardless of age, existing wealth, or current salary. That definitely makes it sound possible to achieve financial independence in 1 year, right? The seed has been planted, but let's continue. For example, if a 25-year-old has $100 in expenses per month and assets that generate $100 or more per month, they have achieved financial independence. They have no need to work a regular job to pay their bills. Now, obviously, nobody's expenses in the US will ever be near $100 a month, but this simple number is used to prove a point. You can add 2, 3, or 10 zeros after each of those numbers, and the statement still holds true. If you can earn more than you spend and guarantee you'll continue to do so, you are officially financially independent, regardless of age. If a 50-year-old earns $1 million a month but has expenses that equal more than that per month, they are not financially independent, as they still have to earn the difference each month to make all their payments. Now let's really hammer this point. To reach financial independence, you need to earn more than your expenses outside of your primary income, so you no longer need to trade your time for money. If someone receives $5,000 in dividends from stocks they own, but their expenses total $4,000, they can live on their dividend income because it pays for all their expenses to live with some left over. Under these circumstances, a person is financially independent. Yeah, they are super financially independent, by the way. Probably wealthy. It's a dream scenario, but this scenario is pretty unrealistic. Dividends are essentially cash that you receive simply for being invested in dividend-paying companies. It's not a lot, but it is as passive as it gets. But if this scenario were true, well, again, you'd be well beyond financial independence, and that's because you'd have a lot more than $5,000 invested in order to earn $5,000 in dividends that is also growing and enjoying compound interest. You might be wondering, okay, so how much would I have to have invested in dividend-paying stocks to earn $5,000 a month on average in dividends alone? Is dividend investing the secret answer, Frankie? Well, someone on Quora posed this very question. One good answer gave an example covering investments in the S&P 500, which means you'd be invested in the top 500 US companies. They said, right now, which was 2018, the S&P 500 has a dividend yield of about 1.89%, which means that for every $100 invested, you'll get $1.89 in dividends per year. If you want $5,000 a month, which is $60,000 per year, that works out to about $3.17 million. And actually, the current dividend yield is 1.32%, so you would actually need closer to $4.5 million. Even if your portfolio had a dividend yield of 3%, you would still need $2 million to live off of dividends. But in a year, at any age, starting from scratch, nearly impossible to be sure. However, what about drawing down your investments as well? Using the 4% rule, perhaps you need closer to 1 million, but more on all this in a moment. So mathematically, we covered the what. Your passive income must exceed your expenses, and we analyzed a few dividend investing examples, but let's get back to the how. How can you reach financial independence in 1 year? The wiki wraps by saying there are two main directions one can focus their energy: accumulating assets or reducing their expenses. I would argue that or should be an and. You must accumulate assets that produce guaranteed wealth and reduce your expenses. Now, I know you're ready to hear how to earn that sweet passive income, the kind that scales and grows and covers your expenses, but in order to get there in a year, we must first talk spending. The first thing you should focus on is reducing your expenses as much as you can. This is the best way to get you on your way to earning more than you spend. The higher your annual expenses, the longer it will take you to reach FI, period. I'm just gonna call it FI from now on, financial independence. Let's tie this all back to investing. There's a mostly accepted math equation you can use to find your FI number, how much you need invested for work to become optional, because you can live off of your portfolio using a safe withdrawal rate of 4% annually. The gist is you reach FI when your invested assets reach 25 times your annual expenses. So if your annual expenses are $50,000, your FI number is 1.25 million. That's 50,000 times 25. This is all because of the 4% rule, but that's a totally different video I made that you could watch for more after this one. But this is where things tilt a bit in this video. Odds are most viewers, statistically speaking, are nowhere close to 1 million or 1.25 million invested. That's a very difficult net worth to achieve, especially in a year. Here's where you're probably gonna wanna throw up your arms and say there is zero chance this guy is going to make reaching FI in 1 year possible for anyone at any age with any wealth and any income. Well, maybe not fully, but before you give up, let's shift away from reducing expenses to the critical part. Step 2, earn more than you spend annually outside of an occupation guaranteed. And again, that's the secret. You must earn more than what you spend via passive income annually to reach FI. The only way to assure this is via accumulating assets that automatically guarantee income. Frankie, you're just beating around the bush. Just give me the how. Give me the passive income secret. Okay. It's inside of you. You have to figure it out. Let me see though if I can try to guide you and inspire you, but the truth is, I'm trying to figure it out just like you, because if it was easy, we'd all have done it. Here's the not so secret piece of advice about generating passive income. It takes extreme determination, intense hard work, and unique skills. Put together the ingredients of determination, hard work, and skills to generate a disproportionate amount of money related to the effort that goes into it. That's my definition of passive income. That's the secret sauce right there. Look, there's a million videos on the topic of passive income. I share my passive income reports here on the channel. I have 7 different streams of passive income I've been working on for, again, almost 3 years. And by now, they can cover just over a quarter of my annual spending. And trust me, 3 years later, it still requires extreme determination, intense hard work, and unique skills to me. I earn revenue from YouTube. I blog on Medium. I have 2 self-published books that you can find on Amazon in 4 different formats. By the way, I wrote my first book in 2 months. It can be done quickly. I have a finance course. I earn dividends from stocks from my investments. And most recently, I earn income from sponsors and affiliate links that I share here on YouTube and elsewhere. Am I doing it right? I don't know. Am I on the right track? For sure. Do I know how you can do it exactly? Absolutely not. Should you copy my path? Maybe. Will it work for you? I don't know. You have different skills than me for sure. Investing is absolutely a fantastic idea for total passive income. You can earn dividends and exponentially more in growth over time because of compound interest. But beyond that, and this part is key, you need to reflect on all your experiences and find the intersection between what you know, plus what you love, plus what can help others. Then find a special way to put it all together in a package and deliver a product to a group of people that crave it. These people might not even know that they crave it, and that's where marketing comes in. The thing you make may exist, but you need to put your own spin on it for a specific audience. You need to create something or make something else better. You need to invent. You need to provide the answer to a real problem a select group of people have. Turn it into a digital business where inventory can be replicated over and over again at no cost to you, or any kind of business you can grow and sell all at once someday. Does any of this sound easy? Hell no. But, and I'm gonna get real here for a moment, it's gonna sound like I'm gonna sell you something after this, but I'm not. This is just some inspiration. If you've always been one of those people that felt something different in your heart, if you thought you were meant for more, if you think you're meant to leave a mark on this world, if you constantly wake up with new ideas in your head, if you constantly get lost in your creativity and daydreams and what ifs daily, if you're nodding your head right now thinking, yes, I'm describing you, you can reach financial independence in a year if you go for it and find your way to leave your mark. The roadmap is there. Right there in the definition of Wikipedia and in this video are all the tips, but it's inside of you. You must grasp it. You must take charge. Choose your audience, choose your platform, create your thing, deliver value, monetize it at scale. Is it likely you'll figure all this out in a year? Absolutely not. But again, is it possible? Yes, it's absolutely possible to achieve financial independence in a year. And let me summarize because I know these thoughts are all over the place. Maybe watch this one twice. First, reduce your expenses as much as possible. Learn to live on less, period. Next, figure out how to earn more than you spend annually via passive income. How do you do that? Again, it starts with investing, but beyond that, well, that's difficult to say. Study, get inspired, take action, fail, repeat that cycle. Again, focus on creating something a small group of people crave. Do something only you can do. Scale exponentially, ideally digitally. Build a business, help yourself by helping others. But here's the coolest part. Reaching FI in this scenario will actually be an afterthought. You will have left a legacy. If you can create a thing that people love and want that solves a real problem, you will actually have left your thumbprint on the world. And that, friend, is more important than any amount of wealth you can accumulate in your lifetime. You were put here for a reason. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? You can accomplish anything in life. I truly believe you can do anything in a year. Yes, even achieve financial independence, regardless of age, existing wealth, or current salary. But again, I'm just a guy on the internet trying to manifest things by talking about them. If you figure it out before me, let me know. Either way, FI isn't a race, nor is it an end destination. It's a catalyst for a more rich and fulfilling life. Subscribe for more thoughts from me on FI. Now get out there and kick some ass creatively, intentionally, and ethically. Your opportunity's out there. Actually, it's in here and in here. Thanks.